Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and I have been seeing this for a couple days now, and it says the next Batman, Hollywood hunt begins for the new Cape Crusader. And Warner Brothers and DC have basically begun their next search for Batman, since Ben Affleck is officially gone, and we are on the hunt for a new one, I guess. Wonder Woman and Aquaman both grossed together, obviously, $2 billion, and so did the Christopher Nolan trilogy. So they're hoping to have the same success, I'm assuming. Says the best choice would be someone who is perhaps somewhat known or recognizable, but not overexposed, so not an A-list celebrity. It would bring a fresh perspective to the iconic role. And I think that's smart. I don't think they need somebody that is so well known that everybody knows who he is. They can bring somebody, and they even mentioned like Daniel Craig wasn't well known, but he turned out like as a masterpiece for James Bond films. And looking back, people were like, who is this guy? But yet he was the best choice that they made. And someone on Twitter said Batman is more of an idea than a person. And I kind of get that, because anybody could be Batman. Where I disagree with this is Bruce Wayne is not just an idea. He's the person that whoever they pick needs to play. He needs to have that haunted side of him that we see in Bruce so often, but he also needs to play the role like that Christian Bale had so well down, even more than Ben Affleck was like that playboy side of him. So people didn't, ever have that suspect. So he has to be able to play like both sides of the coin. And it's going to be a hard choice. It says the casting process will begin shortly, and we're starting to put together a battle plan. I'm doing another pass at the script, and we'll begin some long-term stuff to develop conceptual things. So I was reading this, and I was like, Matt Reeves is really starting to look for the next Batman. So is there any rumors? And I kind of wanted to see who maybe they were looking at this point. So the first two I found were actually, for the Penguin, because it's pretty much known that it's going to be the Penguin's going to be the villain. And the first one was Steve Carell. Come on. Oh no. Like every time I see this man, I think of Michael Scott from The Office. He will never be the Penguin to me. It just wouldn't work. He's a great actor. He's done a lot of funny things, but he will never ever be that character. Now, when they did, he volunteered, was Jack Black. He wants to play the Penguin. And he's kind of in the same role as Steve Carell, whereas he is a comedian. He's generally known to be funny, but he also has, one movie I really liked that he did was King Kong. And it was seeing Jack Black in a role you hadn't really seen him before. So you didn't get that funny guy side of him, and you actually got to see him serious, and he did it really well. And I know he did Bernie too, but I didn't see that. I just seen it on Google when I looked him up. But as far as him, I could actually kind of see it. Like, I could see him being Penguin in a very weird way. It would have to be written perfectly. But I could be down with Penguin being Jack Black. It actually kind of makes sense in a weird way. But actually looking to Batman casting, David Mazouz from Gotham said he would be down to play Batman. And I really, really like this idea. I like the idea of the crossover between the movies and the shows. I think it would be really great for continuity. But here's the problem. I have watched Gotham religiously since it came out. And it is nice to see this kid grow up. And you've seen him, from Crime Alley, you've seen his parents get murdered. And he did a great job with it. He's done a great job with even playing that weird... he went through a party phase. You see all these different emotional spectrum ranges that this kid has. But then it comes down to it is he's a kid. He's I don't even know, 18 or 19 years old. So yes, this would be the perfect casting if this movie was being done 5 years later. Because he is Bruce Wayne to me at this point. But he is just too young at this point. He does great in Gotham where it is the younger Bruce. But he's not ready for the movie yet. He's too young. I did see on the other spectrum, though, Chris Maloney he said, he put out a tweet and he said, yo, DC Comics, this is what the kids call going viral. Pull the trigger. I'm ready. I'm Batman. And I looked it up and this guy's 57 years old. So we go from being way too young to being way too old, because I think they are looking for somebody in the 25 to 30 range, or 25 to 35, I think. And it doesn't matter. Like, he did good in Man of Steel. He had like the smaller role. He was the pilot. But he can't be that main role. Like, he couldn't stand next in the Holy Trinity. He would just look absolutely so weird. But I could see him being a smaller role. I think every time I see him, I would hear that dun dun, and it would just be weird. But sure, why not? Another one they have rumored is Ben Barnes. And I know nothing about this guy. Like, I know he's a friend in The Punisher. And he, as far as I remember him in the Chronicles of Narnia. And he was a good actor from what I remember. I remember him being like super pretty, which Bruce Wayne does not need to be, but they can always fix that. And even looking through some of the pictures, he does look, jaded enough that he could play it, but I don't know his character too well. The main one that has been rumored, and it's been rumored more than anyone else. Some of the others were like fan choices and everything else, was Robert Pattinson. No, do not make this kid Batman. Oh my God. For one, we're not looking for a vampire bat. For two, he is ugly as sin. Oh my God. No, like, I seen one of the Twilights, and it just like, he was super pretty, sparkling in the sun, and I think he would be the worst choice. Not only that, I think it would make a lot of fans upset. I think them just knowing that he was such a phenomenon, probably 10 years ago, when you seen all the little girls wearing like Team Jacob or Team Edward shirts, and oh my God, I just think this would be the worst choice that they could possibly make. Like, they did this picture of I think it's Boss Logic, who does like awesome, really awesome artwork, but no, this is not Batman. Can you imagine him standing next to Henry Cavill and Jason Momoa and Robert Pattinson? Like, it doesn't compute in my mind. He does not look the part, and he honestly, like, the way even he acts, he just kind of doesn't seem it. And I didn't watch all the movies, but I know he was in Harry Potter. I seen that. So I don't know. This would be awful. I think I would almost rather have the wolf guy. So DC, Warner Brothers, do not let this happen. I still really think the best choice is James Dornan from 50 Shades of Grey. I really do. Like, he's got the look, he's got the hauntedness, he's got the swagger, he's got it all. Pick him. Okay, we are done with that. You picked him, and we're moving on to the next one. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.